chat. I'll find the other guys there for the 70 or 80 people here. Actually, Danny Rubble, you're a mod yourself. Why are you shouting yourself out?
Am I?
Oh, thank you, Jared. See, people in the chat are nice to me.
I'm on my phone.
They're simps.
Wow.
So usually, moderators.
I like that comp.
Put up with her.
Oh, that's sweet, Jared. I like that. Yeah.
There is Danny Rebel's link there, guys. Go give him a follow. He's put up with Charlie for 2 hours and me for 4 hours or whatever it was. So give him some love there. Chris Sims
Went
also.
by so fast, so fun.
I am not a ginger.
Chris has got I haven't seen his YouTube, but he's got an X at least.
Oh, thank you, Gary.
Oh.
Jared, I'm not a ginger. I swear I'm a blonde.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, so you do have a YouTube. There it is. All right.
I think we need more compliments for Laura.
No. Well, after you guys are mean to me.
Oh,
such abuse.
You're my favorite female patriot, Laura.
Oh,
You don't judge me. You don't. Everybody, all the other females are always giving me criticism. So.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh, I love you guys.
Is he live yet? Is he live yet? He's not live yet. Where's he going live yet?
Yeah, next time you're out there, Laura, I'll stick around you too, because I'm always trying to find someone to watch out there. So just let me know.
Oh, thank you. I will.
Oh, see, everything starts with a oh.
I hate when they harass you out there. It just freaks me out.
Oh.
They make you a target for some reason.
I know. Yeah, it's creepy. I don't get it. They'll like start to yell at the guys, and they don't get the reaction from the guys, and they try to yell at me, and I don't want to talk to them.
Yeah.
In chat, just so you know, I've been streaming for how long here? 6 hours, and I only got 5 or 6 new subscriptions. So if you haven't hit the subscribe button, BCP is going to have to read you the entire King James version of Genesis.
Oh, I'd love to. So check that. I found something new. So I've been streaming like the past 2 days. I did like 16 hours each day. And then I went to go look at my video. And I realized this, Mr. Bill. This is for you too, because I know you'll probably one day go as long as I do. But once you end your live stream, so YouTube lets you live stream for however long. But once you end it, they only put 12 hours up.
Oh, really? Is the maximum that you can?
Oh.
You have to like restart the stream.
Oh, yeah. And then you restart.
Well, no, you don't have to. They'll let you live stream for however long. But once you end that live stream, the whole thing won't stay up. Only 12 hours of it will stay up.
It's like a chronological thing or something like that.
So the rest of it's gone.
Oh, the video or the live?
Yeah, the video of the live. Only 12 hours of that video of the live will stay up. The rest of it's gone.
The last 12 or the first 12?
Just the first 12. The first 12, that's the only thing they keep up. Like if you go past 12 hours on a live stream on YouTube, you know how you can probably go 24 hours live streaming?
Delete it or something, yeah.
So only the first 12 of that 24 will stay up.
That's bizarre. Okay, there we go. Now we got it saved for Angry Oregonian. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Go raid him.
Wow, you didn't put my link in there, Mr. Bill. That's messed up.
Hey,
because I'm a woman.
You're a moderator and you're not doing anything else, not talking. I figured you're good enough to put it in your So you're only had the phone going on. So
Wow. Wow. I see. You don't say that to any of the guys, but to me. Okay.
Oh, okay. Are you
I
calling me
see how it is.
Tonight.
Good thing I have Jared and Gary in the chat here.
I said,
Yeah.
You got two of them, huh?
Yeah, why are they putting your link in the chat?
Yeah,
leave me a comment so I can know who's here. That would be awesome. I like that.
Let's load it.
I like to
Hold
know
on.
who I'm talking
One
to.
more link in the chat here. Even though she doesn't have a YouTube and it's pretty easy to set up a YouTube, we won't shout out her
I
YouTube.
have a YouTube. I just don't put anything on it. I just only do X.
Okay. Here's her link here.
Laura, come on.
I feel like I'm still in Bill's room, but I'm not in Bill's room.
We need clips. We know you got good clips out there.
So
I do. I still need to clip more videos.
see if I can turn it
Yeah.
down a little bit.
I am the worst.
It's fun to edit and rewatch the old videos and stuff.
There we go.
Yeah, oh, and
Turn it
plus she
down.
did repost this video.
Good morning,
on X,
Tracy
so
B.
give her a little credit. So.
Cool.
Yeah,
And then-
Yeah, I did. I did, Mr. Bill. I
Hopefully my
reposted it.
stream's going to be a
So
little
I
bit
want to see
better
at least 3
than-
followers here before I rate her. She's at 902.
Exactly, Nikki. It's because I'm blonde. That's why.
You got my good computer working.
That's
to do
half the
it,
reason.
so it should
Charlie,
be a better
sorry, I'm not
stream
gonna let
than
you
what
back
it's been the
on.
last couple of
No offense to you, but
If
did you guys hear that
did
beep by
before,
chance or not? Or is it,
I
Let me
did.
know.
you did? So
and
yeah,
I
that's
would
the
be
beep that StreamYard says
Happy to
when
hear
somebody
your
wants to
input to see if
come in
things are
backstage
better.
and things like that. So,
It looks better on
You
my
can
end. I don't
listen
know
from
what it
backstage,
looks like
but-
on your end.
but you can say whatever you want to say in the chat. But maybe Angry Oregonian will listen to you in his chat. I don't know. But follow that link real quick for Laura and the other guys out there. Hope everybody had a good time. All 6 hours and 23 minutes of this stream.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Wow.
Still learning how
That's
to
fun.
That's more than I ever
all
do.
the stuff.
And a 2-hour stream is usually enough for me. Lame. What's lame? I like let you speak up here for 2 hours, insulting out here, and also
Charlie's
half
streaming,
the
yeah.
Patriots are already mad at me, probably for other reasons. Now they're going to be mad at me for platforming you.
Oh, I
Don't
don't
worry,
worry.
Charlie. He's very
It's
sensitive.
good.
Okay, he's very sensitive.
You let
I don't care. I'm just saying that's probably what's going to
I'll
happen.
turn
Like,
it down a little bit
Mr. Bill,
more.
let her talk for 2 hours.
Mr. Bill, this is why you're
So,
Mr. Bill, this is why we said you're the wife. Okay.
well, 3 laptops to count my big laptop. All right, can you hear me
Never mind
now?
What I said about following Laura. Never mind what I said about
Is
following.
that better?
Don't follow Laura. Reverse psychology means you're going to actually follow Laura.
Yes, angry
Like I got
Oregonian
9
has his face
people in
going,
here.
Charlie, the guy that looks like what's his face? Master
Much better.
Shifu.
Cool. Thank you for the feedback.
Shifu.
Thank you for the feedback. I don't know
Charlie,
I don't know what you guys
doing
see.
something. Anyway, Charlie,
because I have to keep
if
my
he
sound
doesn't have an
down
X, you'll have to go to
on the
YouTube or
other
whatever if you want to say
computer.
hi to him or whatever. But I'm a
Feedback
mod
is
over there,
always,
so I'm
always
not sure if
helps.
he'll ask me to mod over there. But anyway, I'm talking too much.
Okay, I'm going to bed.
If it's crap,
Love y'all.
get everybody away, then
Uh,
there's no
if I say, look,
PC.
you've only known me for 5 years. You
Good night,
don't
y'all.
remember my birthday. It's okay. You don't have to sing.
Yeah, let's
Hey,
do it.
happy birthday to Bill. Happy birthday
She
to
is
you.
still harassed. She's
You
got to
look
be
like-
drunk. She's still
I'm sorry.
harassing you on
Happy
that.
birthday. How's it going? No, no.
Yeah,
I have
he
like
is
7
obsessed.
children. I forget how to sing it every time. So
I'm reading Bill's chat. That's not going to help.
You should be the expert.
Do something.
too much
What
to
am
keep
I
up with.
supposed to do, Stein?
Okay.
Okay, happy birthday.
Hey.
I'm
Okay.
hoping
Happy
that
birthday,
Tennessee
Mr.
sponsors their
Bill.
gun.
Charlie's even nicer to me.
I'm
than
gonna see if I can find
I
anything
just said happy
interesting on
birthday.
X or YouTube or something. See how
Mr.
that
Bill,
works.
my goodness, you're
just got
so
my-
needy.
Good computer up and running.
Okay.
You're bored. I
I
got
guess we're going to
another.
be heading over to
guys.
Angry Oregon.
4
Thanks
hours
everybody
till I
for
go
hopping in.
home
Follow
almost.
the links in the chat. Thanks for the donations
So,
earlier through Cash App. I didn't
I'm up
see
late
super
after
chats. Not
watching
that I'm
Bill's stream.
everything
It's
like
almost
CCP
6
does,
Where
but,
are you? You must be on the East
thank you
Coast.
for everybody hanging out.
Is
He
it,
doesn't care if he just puts his links for his Cash App.
oh, that
back.
clock's not
Hey,
right.
Mr. Bill, did you hear what I said?
What'd you say?
I said I
Mine
love you.
says 3:20.
Good night.
Oh,
Happy birthday.
Aw.
Oh, good night.
Different. This is for the people that are watching. A different kind of love than the other kind. No offense.
No.
Yeah, 6:21. You must be.
Have a good one, guys.
Like
Thanks
you
for
summoned.
Yeah, thanks, Mr.
Yeah,
Bill.
happy birthday.
Happy
again.
birthday.
Thank you.
Happy
Oh, I didn't
birthday.
even say
Good night,
happy birthday.
everyone.
Good night, Laura.
Or good
Laura.
morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Chat, when you see the stream end, click the go now. You'll go over to Angry Oregonian and hang out with him. Otherwise, click on that
Michigan.
link that I should have already sent you in the
Michigan,
chat one
yeah.
more time just in case. Sorry to keep
Hey, boss,
everybody here, but there's
Hey,
this
Drax.
one more link
Good to
there.
see you again.
You see
It's
streaming
been pretty
right
fun because
now.
we've been on Mr. Bill's
Cool. I'll play
Mr.
it
Bill's
Yeah,
live
we'll
stream
see over
for a
there.
while, so it's
All
pretty
right,
fun.
cool.
Oh, I'm growing. He must be sending people over here.
Here's that link in the chat coming up. Angry
Putting
Oregonian.
one and haven't been to bed yet.
But it should take you over there automatically at the end of the
Well,
stream.
I figured
YouTube
once I
links.
get this set up,
Later, guys.
and maybe I'll do a members thing or something like that. And because I'm pretty sure most of you that stay up this late with me are insomniacs, or like me, you have a good reason. You know, I'm working, so I have a reason to be up this late. But a lot of people don't. All right, he's shutting down. So give me a second. I'm going to search for something here interesting to watch. Okay. Marvel video and Fox News. Something I'm not going to get copyrighted for. Federal officer during protests. Ooh, this looks interesting. This is the OPB stuff. Let's put that on here. Watch somebody get chemical munitions on them. Would it work too? All right, congratulations, Max. You understand. What time do you work until? Gary Maynard. I like you because I like the punch in the arm comment. Oh, this is body cam. Oh, I'm not seeing much body cam. Look at those grenades. Get them, boys. Get them, boys. This is probably way back in summertime. Until January 31st. Huh? You must have had some nice weather. That looks really nice right there. I don't remember nice weather in January, but did the raid work chat? Yeah, I got 36 people in here, Bill. Sweet. You are the man. Thank you. First time seeing this. Yeah, right? I've not seen much body cam, so this is pretty cool. Get them, boys. Yeah, a little insider action going on here. Oh, so they probably had to hold it back until after the court case. 41 people in my chat at 3:30 in the morning. Not even sure how that works. I'm sure not going to complain. You guys rock. Appreciate it. I can't believe that as many people stayed on Mr. Bill stream. That's pretty cool. Man, this is that. Oh, look at that. That's a can. If that's just gas or if that's a bang. Or the other way around. I think the round grenade the other guy had was probably a flashbang of some sort. That's probably just gas or something. Because when we had the big riot outside of the Kmart rally, I found those laying in the middle of the road. So now Antifa got a hold of it. Bring it on. Hey, old man. Hey, welcome back. You guys are awesome. 43 people in here. Hit that like button if you can. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I'm trying to get my sub count up. So if you could do me that favor, it doesn't cost you anything but a minute of your time. I would be very, very appreciative. Okay, that one's over. Well, let's see if it takes us to that one. The Crackdown, War Ravaged. Oh, I guess I got to hit play now.
Explosions, flashbangs, and clouds of smoke. On January 31st, federal agents fired tear gas at a crowd of protesters
you guys
outside
able
the
to
ice
hear that
building in
enough?
Portland.
It's got subtitles, so
The use of
you guys
chemical
want me to turn
munitions
it up?
stoked
Tell
public
me,
outrage
but
and
usually
triggered
when I turn it
backlash
up,
from
you guys
local
can't
officials, in part because of who was affected: neighbors,
I don't chat much, but
families,
that's what
and
she-
children.
that's why I took it off. Can't
But
we
the
go-
incident also raised broader
get a
questions
free
about use
Denny's
of
breakfast
force.
now?
KGW
Oh, that's right, Bill, you get
analyzed
free
more than
Denny's for your
200
birthday?
video clips showing federal officers confronting
Hopefully everybody
protesters
said happy
outside
birthday to Mr.
Portland's
Bill.
ICE building since last summer. The videos present a detailed picture of how crowd control munitions are being misused, causing injuries and
There we
inflaming
go.
tensions even more.
See a little better now.
It's Saturday afternoon, January 31st. Roughly 1,000 protesters
So
at a
that's a very
union-organized
familiar sight
rally
for some of us.
marched
Put
toward the
a,
ICE building in Portland's South
I've
waterfront.
been there
The crowd chants.
in the chat.
Most stay on
You've
the street.
actually
A
been
few
there
cross
at the ICE
ICE's
building.
property line.
You actually
At
have been there in
4:32, the
person
front
and
gate
know
opens, and federal officers in tactical
intimately
gear
those
push
streets.
toward the crowd.
Put a
The protesters
been there
retreat.
in the chat, please. Let me know.
5 seconds
That
later,
way I'll know who's
officers
local.
fire less lethal. Agents toss smoke and chemical irritants into the crowd.
God, I hope
It's
I don't get
totally
copyright for
unprofessional.
this.
Gil Krilikowski
I think
is
I have to
former
stop
head
it
of
every
U.S.
once in a
Customs
while to
and
not
Border
get
Protection.
copyright.
It's totally outside
I'm pretty sure. I think
the
that's how it
standards
works.
that any police department or sheriff's department would use in managing a crowd.
Video shows federal agents shoot one man at close range.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Another round explodes at
But
head
when
level,
you stand there 10 feet away from them and provoke
searing a
them,
hole
that's
in an
what's going to
American
happen.
flag.
Oh my God!
That was clearly some type of explosive device that detonated at head level.
Spencer Formby
Can't
is a
hear
police
you over the
instructor
vid.
in
It's
crowd
not even
control.
very loud on my
Any
end.
officer
Get a
who is
little
trained
closer,
to use
maybe.
less lethal impact munitions is trained to
Those
avoid
people are
the head,
victims
neck,
to their
point, or
own
spine.
actions.
Our
You
review
are
found
absolutely correct.
since last summer, federal
They
officers
touch
have
a hot
repeatedly
stove and they cry
violated
when
this
they get
guideline,
burned.
shooting one protester in the head and aiming at others above the waist. Back to January
This
31st,
is a documentary.
where the street is filled with heavy smoke.
I think this is OPB.
The crowd surges away from the building. There's no guidance on where to go or how to escape. Officers continue to
that
fire
was,
less
a
lethal,
view from
even though the crowd has
the
largely
chick that lives up in
dispersed.
the
You don't want to use force to punish people.
Franz Schaining is a commander with Portland Police.
I think what we have seen is uses of force by federal agencies down there that are disproportionate to the criminal behavior we're seeing.
The Department of Homeland Security's use of force policy says less lethal force can only be used when no reasonably effective, safe, and feasible
Yeah,
alternative
like I said,
exists.
I don't have
And the
anything
level
to do
of
for
force must be
a few more hours
objectively
before I go
reasonable.
home. Listen,
But
how
our
they spend
analysis
it.
shows
Yeah, have you watched
federal
the actual
agents
thing
repeatedly
already?
cross those lines.
It's
Officers have been
it's kinda
filmed
crazy.
shooting pepper spray directly into the faces of people who do not appear to be violent
They did,
or threatening. And tear gas has been used against peaceful protesters time
we did
and
some
time
interviews
again.
at our flag wave the other day,
Independent
so we knew
guidelines
this
from the
was coming.
policy group Police Executive Research Forum are clear. These weapons should not be used against peaceful demonstrators, even if demonstrators are engaging in minor acts of civil disobedience, like occupying a park or blocking a street.
Oh, yeah,
On
that's
January
right. You live in
31st,
Oregon.
we see federal officers firing pepper balls from the rooftop at distance, increasing the
flag wave
chance
was
of hitting
cool. It was super
unintended
cool. I'm
targets.
I'm
Video
glad we did
also
that. I'm
shows
glad I
federal
got that.
officers lobbing tear gas far into the crowd, away from the building
There was
they're
a
protecting.
lot of people
At
down
one
there that
point,
day.
less lethal is launched from the top of the ICE office down the street.
It's not effective to do it that way.
It doesn't really make sense to launch munitions behind the crowd that you want to disperse.
If you throw it behind them, aren't you pushing them more toward your own building?
In a statement, DHS said its officers
Yeah,
followed
and
their
all these
training
people that are
and
sitting here
used the minimum
criticizing what
amount
the
of
ICE
force
people do,
necessary to protect
I bet
themselves,
you they've never had
public,
to do anything.
and federal property.
They're probably
By
lawyers
4:36, federal
people that sit in
officers
an
retreat
office in a
inside the
safety
ICE building.
and never
Behind
had
them,
to do
tear gas
anything
hangs in
with
the
a
air.
crowd like this or
Spent
whatever.
munitions cover the street.
But they'll sure criticize everything.
Federal
that the other
policy
people
says
that have
force
to.
should be a last
They'll
resort.
criticize the crap out of
The
them.
video
but
shows it's
they've
often
never had to do
the first
anything like this.
response.
All right, gotta find something else.
Explosions.
Come on. Angry leftists. Ooh, San Francisco just put one on. There, superhero origin story. I'll watch those later. Here's an older one. Oh, this was Climactics talking about Saturday. I'll throw that on. Why not?
They've been throwing shit at me.
Yep, this was in Salem.
I'm good.
Saturday.
Okay,
You don't want
so
it.
Or Friday. It was the Friday before the flag race. These were absolutely crazy. No supervision whatsoever. It's just
start a
insane.
poll.
Why'd you try to let these people attack us?
And it turns so fast. It turns so fast. And the Patriots that went down there were not.
All right, do the poll on.
Kids.
He tried to hit with the door.
Do the poll. It's an easy one. It's a quick one.
Talking to the adults.
No, you guys.
I think so too. I think it's very, very.
But what I
very
want to point
violent.
out as you watch these videos,
Nope, that's not it either.
you might notice that there were a bunch of kids of a certain persuasion there.
Yeah.
I don't want to get hit up.
Little kid was getting on her, and I'm again like, no.
You can't help notice the demographic of the crowd.
Ice, baby. Jump over the thing. Nah, just go up here. This is what our schools are up to now. This is what they're indoctrinating our students into. And the cops just drive away.
Enough.
Cops just drive away.
I'm not on X right now. So we're not
Tried to run over.
in here. That Charlie chick.
We've got a train coming up behind us.
Those of you who were in chat, I feel for
We got
you.
lights coming behind us.
You kept saying over and over again, kick her to kick
Let's
her.
go
It
this
wasn't my call.
Go straight. No, let's go this way.
I tried to sit there quietly.
Danny, I'm sorry.
I had to say something. I had to put your guys' opinion out there. Yeah, I was very stressed too. And the sad part about it is I could have been there in probably 35 minutes. But by the time, I was watching it real time. By the time I would have gotten there, it probably would have took me 45 minutes to an hour total to get up and get dressed. 'Cause I was still in bed when I was watching this happen. And it was frustrating, and I could have been there and I could have done who knows what, maybe nothing. But I would have felt better if I went there to help.
I was a short poll.
I couldn't. Your video is louder than your voice. That's crazy because I turned it down.
Holy shit, dude. We don't have no maze or nothing. Nothing on us, dude. Come on, let's go in the store. Yeah, we got to go inside.
Because I want you guys, I'm just going to turn the sound down on the video. Hell with it. All right. Is that better? Is that better? Because I think I turned the sound down on the video. I don't hear it anymore. The way you called Charlie out was awesome. Well, good. I'm glad. Because I was tired of her shenanigans too. You moved away from your screen and your mic. Yeah, I don't even know where the mic is on this thing. But yeah, I was tired of the crap too. And those of you calling her out for being a troll and all of that in the chat, I think you were 100% correct in my opinion. But it wasn't my show. It was Mr. Bill's room. So I got to be respectful and wait. But sometimes I think Mr. Bill's a little too nice. And I finally got to the point where I just couldn't handle it anymore. And watching you guys just say it over and over in the chat, I'm like, somebody's got to pay attention to the chat. So that was me. And I think those of you who have watched me or been hung out with me, oh my God, Tracy, I never caught it until you just said that. Oh, that is kind of effed up if that was the meaning behind that. It just dawned on me. It didn't click during the live stream about the name thing. So, wow. Oh, hey, Mr. Bill. I'm not nice. I'm mean. I am not that. Mr. Bill, you are not mean. You don't have a mean bone in your body, Mr. Bill, and that's why we love you, because you are a nice guy. Roller coaster. Yeah. I mean, If she wasn't drunk or high, then she is an absolute basket case. That I don't even think that needs to be said. If she wasn't drunk or high, then she needs some serious mental evaluation. And the thing is I did appreciate. It appeared as though she was coming in the spirit of helping. Cute, LOL, just kidding. Let's move on. It seemed like in the beginning she was in the spirit of helping, and I was willing to accept that. But then the crazy came out, and I couldn't deal with it anymore. She wanted everyone to turn on Tommy when it didn't work. How is that even going to happen? That would be like me going into Pretend Media's chat and trying to get everybody to turn on Chandler. That's just not how it works. Mr. Bill trolled his own chat. But the left, I mean, obviously, if she's trolling a conservative panel until 3 o'clock in the morning, acting psycho as hell, there is no making sense of that. Aren't a lot of them basket cases? Absolutely. Absolutely. More than you know, unless you've been down there and talked to them in person. As far as I'm concerned, and mind you, I have some liberal, some Democrat friends. They're not radical lefties, but they are. And I even have a couple of friends that were part of the Occupy movement way back in the day. So I have liberal friends. So I'm not saying this as a blanket statement, but I think you have to have a little something wrong with you to act and believe what they do. So when it comes to the radical lefties, I just kind of automatically assume that they're crazy and hope that they prove me wrong. You mix mentally ill with drugs, and I do believe, like I said, I've bounced many bars for many years. It was my job to watch out for overly intoxicated people, and I could tell in her speech patterns, I could tell her tone of voice, I could tell by her giggling that she's definitely under the influence of something. I don't know if it was drugs, I don't know if it's alcohol, or I don't know if it's just a mental illness. But yeah, and then shows her face. Well, showed like this much of her face and doing her weird finger thing. I'm like, what is going on? Something just absolutely is not right. But to me, that's sad, honestly, because I thought that we had somebody that was going to be okay. Towards the middle of it, she started calming down. She was happy that we let her stay in the space, and I thought it was going to be okay. I really did. And then, as always, they showed their true selves. She showed her true self. Then at the end, she said Tommy cheated on his wife. Well, the thing is, here's the thing. Even if he did or didn't, doesn't matter to me. It's not my business. It's between him and his wife. That has zero to do with anything down at ICE. Nothing. Unless he was cheating on her on the sidewalk at the ICE protest, then what difference would it make to any of them? I've seen the interaction between him and his wife, and it seems not very plausible to me that he's cheating on his wife. And I'm going to attacks. Yep, exactly. They start going after you personally. She wants him gone for messing with their business. Those were close to her exact words. Yeah, because they think they own that. Oh, they're having a protest, so nobody should be allowed to go down there unless they approve it. That's not how public works. That's not how PUBLIC works. It just proves I can't be trusted because their intentions are almost always evil. Yeah, I believe you. I think I agree with you. She claimed to be worried about being doxxed, but she waited to share a lot about it. Yeah, crazy. A lot of this, it just didn't make a lot of sense. There's Tinkerton. Yeah, I mean, how bad is it when you just want to film some stuff and you end up hiding in a Safeway and asking for cops to give you safety from some kids. That's insane to me. What has our world come to? I mean, I've had, I'm not going to lie, it's happened to me from gang kids back east in the cities, but not at just like a protest, a school walkout kind of thing, that it was allowed to get to this point, that they needed police interaction. That's insane. And somebody should be held accountable for that. I don't know exactly what to do. I guess some people are going to go to a school board meeting or whatever. I don't know how much good it's going to do, but somebody needs to be held accountable for that. Honestly, if I had a kid in that school district, I'd be pissed. I'd be seriously pissed that my children were allowed to do that instead of being in school learning about reading, writing, and arithmetic. Oh my goodness, it's getting warm in here. I got to turn it off for a while. Yeah, she was warning you guys about how certain people down there in Black Block were dangerous and you should listen. Yeah, it got weird, right? Right, Jared? It started out kind of cool, and then it just took a really weird turn. And like I said, my big thing is I like to pay attention to chat and make sure you guys are on board with whatever we're feeding you, whatever we're providing. And I could see that the chat was definitely not happy with the direction that the thing was going, but nobody was leaving. That's kind of funny because I think a lot of us by nature are ambulance chasers, or, we gawk at car crashes. So nobody was leaving, which was funny, but I could see the chat was starting to get really not happy, and I couldn't let that continue because to me, without your guys' support and you guys appreciating it, then what's the point? So like I said, and you guys know, I pay attention to the chat. I try to read every message. I try to interact with everybody because that's the whole reason we're here, right? I don't think we put on that live just to talk to each other. We put on that live so you guys could be part of the conversation. That's the way I see it. To me, that's what panels and live streams are for. That's why we have a chat on the side. Otherwise, you guys would just be watching on a TV and not interacting. She was like May's face wanting to be. Yeah, definitely had main character syndrome. Definitely had main character syndrome. And then I was worried about her trying to follow us into here, but then I remembered she's on X and I'm not. This isn't connected to X, so I think we're safe unless she comes in with an alias. But the thing is I can't let her talk on mine because I don't know how to do that yet. I just got this computer set up last night or this morning or whatever. It was last night to me, probably today to you guys. And I can do a lot more on this. So I'm gonna experiment with other software so I can do all the cool stuff and have people on like they do. So my question, what do you think her objective was? Oh, Jared, I was trying to get it out of her, but I don't really know. Sometimes, to be honest, I give up on trying to understand them and trying to figure them out. It'll literally melt your brain trying to make sense of what they do. So sometimes I just try not to. But I was curious because you guys in the chat were listing different reasons why she might be doing what she's doing. And it started to make me think that you're probably right. It's some kind of troll. And that's why I asked her, how many of your friends are watching it? Because I think it may have been a setup. She called all her friends or mass text all her friends and said, watch this. I'm going to troll the conservative panel they got going on. Because as soon as she took her face off, the stream lost almost 10 viewers immediately. The good thing is she confirmed that Tommy is living rent free in their heads. Amen to that, Drax. She has been in another chat and banned because she came in bad mouthing about Tommy. I think she wanted to know who maced her for revenge. So this is why I listened. I was how dangerous they are. Hear this, please. It was a warning on how dangerous they are. Yeah, because you could see, and that's why I kind of was asking her some pointed questions. And I'm glad that Shane was also, because, you know, sometimes it helps to know their motives and you can predict their behavior a little better. So that's why I was kind of okay with letting her talk, but at the same time I wasn't. So that's why I was just asking pointed questions and trying to get her to slip up and say something stupid. I mean, granted, everything she was saying was stupid, but you know what I mean. Here, something importantly stupid. Yeah, look at this. They had to jump in a pickup truck and get hauled down the road. Man, and that's stressful, guys. If you've never been in that position, because you think you want to do so many things at that moment, but then the common sense angel on your shoulder is telling you, you can't do that. It's not smart. It's not going to benefit you. You're going to end up screwed over that. So you've got the demon and the angel on your shoulders, and it's stressful because you know sometimes you really don't know what the best option is, and you're already ankle deep in the muck. So lucky for them, there was a distraction and whatnot, and they were able to go out the back road there, which they probably enjoyed the breeze in the back of the truck, because I'm sure them running over to Safeway got them a little bit sweaty. So the ride in the back of the truck probably felt pretty good. But yeah, unless you've been there, you don't understand how stressful that situation, that kind of situation actually is. Because there's so many options and so many things that you would like to do, so many things you think you should do, and then reality hits and tells you that there's only one or two things that you can do. You can get a copy from Mr. Bill and replay for your viewers, and then you will see. Of the live stream, I don't need a copy. It'll be posted, and I'll watch it tomorrow probably. I usually do, to make sure I didn't say anything really stupid. My heart went out to the Patriots that day. Tommy and the boys got lucky. They did, actually. They did. None of the adults were better than the kids, man. The adults were the ones antagonizing it. It could have been much worse. So I was telling somebody that parking lot that they were parked in is known, because over the years, we've had a lot of rallies there and a lot of situations between us and Antifa and whatever. And 9 times out of 10, it led to somebody coming back to flat tires in that parking lot. So the fact that nobody got flat tires and they were able to actually ride away from that actually was pretty fortunate. That was a decent ending to a bad situation. Shame on the police. Well, the thing is if you watch the whole thing, they went to cops way before Safeway, and the cops actually blurped their sirens to get away from the situation, not doing anything to help. And that is shameful. That is ridiculous. That is totally against what they're told to do. Way against their oath. Oh, I got to come up with another video now, because we're not going to watch Zombie Apocalypse. That will probably get me in trouble. None of that. I realize that you guys can see, when I do this searching, you guys can see what my algorithm puts out, so you guys kind of know what I watch all the time. So there's no hiding that. Let's see. Oh, the Island Boys are ridiculous. That's only 244. I want something that's going to last a minute. I wonder what's on this. There's some bang bangs and stuff going on here. We'll put on some Iran stuff or some Middle Eastern stuff. Oh, let's turn off their chat so we can see the screen better. How about that? I get the Island Boy also. Those Island Boys are something else. Tim Pool and JD's. Yeah, you guys see what my algorithm puts out, so you guys know what I watch. Addict. Yeah, the first cops ran away. That was bullshit. That was ultimate bullshit. Danny and Chris. If Danny, yeah, I see Danny Rebel. Hey, Danny. And I think I saw Chris in here a little bit ago too. Hey, guys. Appreciate you guys jumping on the live with us. That was cool to see you guys in there. Sorry that that crazy bitch was so rude to you guys. She was asking stuff that's really none of her business and really had nothing to do with what we were talking about. Been homeschooling my kids for 11 years, and it was the best decision. And good. I'm glad that that's working out. I knew back then the schools were BS. I agree. I wish I could have homeschooled my kids. We just didn't have the, we didn't think we were qualified to do it. I kind of regret it now. Sorry, I need to get some shut-eye. We understand. Good night, Angry and Chad. Good night, Tracy B. Thank you for being here. And I got to do the obligatory. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so on the way out. It would be greatly appreciated. There's Chris. How you doing, Chris? They just bombed Tel Aviv. I don't know if this is live or not. So I'm not sure where we're at the video is live, but I don't know if they're showing live stuff or not. I've seen this video before. I know that's not live. I apologize. They always do that to me. They think it's an own. You got nothing to apologize for, brother. But what it did do, and if you'll permit me to say this, because I'm not trying to use you for a point or anything, the funny thing is we don't care. The conservative side. And I'm sure you're not stupid. You realize that there's a lot of us that don't agree with homosexuality, don't understand it. It's not our thing. But when it comes down to it, man, people are people. And a good person is a good person. And whatever you guys do in your personal lives is not my business. The only thing I care about is how we interact with one another. If you're cool with me and respectful to me and you accept my respect back, then that's what we're going to do. It's not an issue. Your sexuality or lack thereof or whatever your habits are and stuff like that, who cares? Like I laughed in the thing that I literally only found out about this a few days ago because somebody joked about it in a chat or something. I had no idea. You know why I didn't know? Because I don't care. It's that simple, man. I don't really care. If you wanted to tell me or if you wanted to do something in front of me that clued me in on it, that's your decision. But I don't know what any of these people do in their bedroom. So why would I care what you're doing in yours? Danny, they are seriously vile. I'm sorry you had to deal with that. I know that's my thing. I'm pissed off that somebody disrespected you like that because there was no cause for that. There was no reason for that. If you're in a room full of conservatives, some of them being seriously religious conservatives, and they don't make a deal out of it, who the hell thinks they have the right to come in and make a big deal out of it? Nobody. Nobody does. Nobody does. But I'm going to stop talking about that because I don't want to disrespect you by bringing the subject over again. So you yelled at me for what? Who? Jared yelled at Spin? I assumed they were buffs, but either way does not matter to me. You mean BFFs? Because that comes a whole different meaning when you misspell that. That's funny. That's some funny shit. Everybody has their own way of life. And if you go around hating people for things that you don't agree with, you're not going to have very many friends, man. That's alive right now, Spin says. This is real time right now that we're watching. And then where is this at? So do you press Iran? So this is in Iran. Somebody just said, and now I lost it in the chat. Chat's going, this is a new thing for me to chat go by this fast. Autocorrect sucks. Yes, no, not the one you are watching. It's definitely not live. Okay, if there's some interesting, is it on AP or something? Do I need to go to AP to find up to the minute stuff? Let me try that. You guys know when I'm searching for videos, I can't see the chat. So give me a second to come back and respond. Let me go back to here. If I can find the AP feed. Because usually that's live and up to the minute. Oh, because it's nighttime there, huh? Ooh, I see. Oh, wait, what's going on? It's not nighttime. Oh my God, I'm so confused. I went on that live stream and now I don't see, now I'm just like lost. How about that? All right. Spin, I know you're up to date on this. Can you confirm to me that this is an actual up to the minute live feed, sir? You are going to have to eventually get a mod or two. I am not one, good sir. I will definitely have to get some mods. But I think this is the first time I've had this many people in my chat. I haven't needed them yet. So thank you guys for the ones that are here. That is Beirut. And it is now, right? Because it's in the AP live feed. So I'm assuming that this is real time in Beirut, in Lebanon. Is the stuff going down in Tel Aviv? Is that what I should do? Should look for the Tel Aviv? Tel Aviv, Iran, live. All right, guys. That is Tel Aviv right now. Oh, let me get rid of the chat. That is Tel Aviv as in real time. Wow, that building. Can you guys see my cursor? Probably not, huh? Can you guys see my cursor moving around? It's on me right now. Can you guys see my cursor or only in the other screen? Okay, probably in the other screen then. Anyways, there's that building towards the center right there that looks like it may have gotten hit. I'll ask Climatics tomorrow if they have any extra mods. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to ask Jared. I would appreciate that. I don't know when I'm going to try to upgrade things this weekend. This is my Friday and I get a couple days off as long as I'm not too busy with domestic chores. I'm going to try to upgrade some stuff. I'm going to try to get a better restreaming program so that I can have guests on and whatnot. Because I think it would be cool that if somebody's busy in the chat, if somebody's really active in the chat, that I can invite them to come on and speak in person. I think that would be pretty cool. So I'm going to try to get it to the point where I can do that. I can't do that on YouTube Studio, though. So I have to get a restreaming program to do that. Yeah, I swear to God, it looks like that building got hit. If not, that is a really ugly building. But what gets me, and the thing that I can that I think about all the time, is look at the road, look at the street. There's people riding bicycles, all these people driving around, like nothing's going on. They're just going about their everyday lives. I will send Charlie your link. No, you will not, Bill. We will not be friends if you do that. Good morning, all glad to see I'm not the only Oregonian. Yeah, I'm not already awake. I'm still awake. I work nights. Ganja, XX Ganja. Mr. Bill, if you even send Charlie my way, we are going to have words, buddy. We are going to have words. And I will give you not a happy birthday, pal. I do not want that crazy anywhere near me. You were too nice to her already. She got plenty of attention. Bill, do you use Restream.io? Or are you, oh no, I think you use StreamYard, don't you? Which I'm already signed up to. So maybe I can get to my subscription on that and make it work. It's on my old computer, but I should be signed up to it and be able to put it on this computer. Camera moves when active alerts because the IDF does not want the interceptors seen. Yeah, I've heard that. Oh, Jared says he will pull out the orange gear if you act up. StreamYard is how you do panels. Yeah. Is StreamYard easier than Restream.io? Because I heard everybody raving about it, but I've had Restream for years. I used to do live stream panels on my Moto channel a few years ago. I use Prism Live. I use Prism on my phone. I'm backwards. I had Prism on my phone, but I've never used Prism on my computer. Maybe I'll give it a try because you do some crazy stuff on yours. So maybe I'll see what I'm gonna shop around a little bit and see which program suits me better. But I want to get to the point where I want to be able to link I have a DJ program. I would like to be able to link my DJ program to it so I can play things off of that and whatever. Yeah. So this weekend, I'm going to spend trying to figure out how I'm going to set all that up. God, I hope that's a motorcycle. If not, that bicyclist is going really fast. We'll send you some links. Yeah, DM to my X, if you will. That's the easiest way. If you DM me in X, then I can get that stuff. But like I said, I'll repeat this. Some of you may already heard, but I have been getting by on an old work computer. My X is the same as my YouTube name, bro. So the Angry Oregonian, one word, lowercase. That's my X as well. I've been working with this crappy little work computer, and there was only so much I could do. The Wi-Fi signal was crappy. The crappier the computer, the less it picks up the Wi-Fi. And I've got a $1,500 gaming computer, and finally I just broke down and said I'm going to start using it. I had to buy a subscription to my editing program and all of that, but I couldn't do crap. Ooh, I scared myself. I couldn't do crappy anymore. I couldn't do choppy streams. I'm hoping somebody confirmed that this stream is clear and not glitching out like it used to be. Somebody please test. See, there's another one. Those got to be motorcycles and not a bicycle. No, he's on the sidewalk. If that was a bicycle, he was hauling ass, dude. Maybe it's like a moped or a scooter or something. Yeah, did you catch that, Spin? My same name here. They are mopeds. Yeah, I think they use like mopeds over there. Electric bikes. Oh, that could be too. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. That looked like a motorcycle with two people on it. Thank you, bro. I'll look at it. I'm still not real good at multitasking, so I'll look at it all later so I don't mess up my feed. But man, it just amazes me that all these people, just like nothing's going on, nothing's happening. What I'd like to see is when the sirens go off, which maybe they are now if they're moving the camera, I'd like to see, oh, this is that same view because those are those flags. Man, it was windy last time I watched this, and now it's windy again. I would like to see that street while the sirens are going off and see if there's any change in activity. So wait, this is Tel Aviv, which is Israel, correct? Unless I'm stupid. And you said that they won't show the bombs falling in Israel, right? So even if there are bombs falling, we're not going to see them on this feed, correct? The camera pans away for the sirens. See, that's what I'd be curious to see. I'd like to see if daily activity changes when the sirens go off. If all of those people like try to find a shelter or whatever, or if they're so used to them, they don't even pay attention. You will see them in Beirut. So should I go to Beirut? Because this is not going to be very interesting if we can't see anything. So let me look for Beirut. Beirut skyline, Tel Aviv skyline, Jerusalem skyline. All right, let's go back to Beirut because we want to be able to see when the booms go off, right? Because we're sick ambulance chasers. I'm speaking and I'm sure I'm not the only one. All right, there we go, Lebanon. Yeah, well, the AP feed says this is Beirut, so I can still see smoke. Man, I woke up to watching Arturo's feed the other day, and I was literally seeing them fall in the middle of that picture. And wow, dude, that's insane. That's absolutely insane. Did you notice Bach was in Mr. Bill's chat? I did. I tried not to make a big deal out of it. I tried not to feed him any more attention because that's all he wants. And I'm wondering if his views are suffering now because of all the drama. Oh, I love Arturo. I watch Arturo all the time because he's usually on when the local people here aren't on. And then sometimes, a lot of times actually, he will actually promote our local people so I can just still keep watching them. But when nobody's on here, like early in the mornings when I get home from work or whatever, Arturo's almost always got something on to watch. And he's pretty cool. He's so chill, and the comments that he does make when he does say something it makes me laugh. So I love watching Daily Discourse. I was watching Daily Discourse before I was watching all the ICE stuff anyways, because he used to show other stuff back in the day. That is Lebanon first one. Sure, go to Beirut to Spin City. How do you feel about Mr. Bach? Sierra, I own subscribe from Bach. I don't know what that means. I own subscribe or unsubscribed is probably what you meant to write there. Yeah, I don't know how Spin feels about about Bach. It's kind of a touchy subject for me. I'm not very happy with him. But at the same time, like I said, hey, Sand Tiger, welcome back. I think that you posted some things towards me in the chat in Bill's room, and I couldn't catch him in time to respond. So sorry about that. But I did see you talking to me in Mr. Bill's chat. So welcome back. Thank you for being here. I meant unsubscribed. I figured that makes more sense. But my thing is he thrives on attention. And if you want to show him your displeasure, don't give him attention. I think that's the worst thing that you can do to him. And that's what I'm doing. I don't want to fight about it. He's not worth that much energy. But I'm not a fan of Bach anymore. I wasn't a huge fan before. I was kind of a casual fan because sometimes he had stuff on when nobody else did. I was never like really into him. I'm just into anybody that'll give me coverage that I can't find. But when that drama happened, I formed my own opinions. If you want, it is up to you, brother. I am streaming them all up plus a live multi-cam view. Yeah, see, I can't do that yet, Spin. I'm working on it. If you want, it is up to you, brother. I am streaming them all up. Unless you're saying you want me to hit yours up. I'm not sure what you're saying there, but I can't do the multicam view myself yet. I got a big screen and my face in the corner, and that's the limits of my talent at the moment. But this is more than I had a month ago, so I'm not complaining. I'm slowly working my way up, man. This is cool. If you want to restream me, that is what I meant. Okay, man, we'll do that. Since you personally gave me your permission in here, I am going to honor that, and we'll go find you. I am 99% sure that I'm subbed to you already, so. I think you and I have actually even talked on a slow night. Spin City, let me remember. Spin City News, okay. I think you and I have actually even had conversations. Yep, subscribe. Christy Noam? It says it's live. How do you have two different things going on live? How do you do that? That's interesting. Wow. All right. Well, this is the one we want to watch, so let's do this. I'll have to figure out how you do that. How do you have two lives going at once? That's kind of crazy. Let's get rid of your chat. Thanks, bud. I appreciate that very much. So that's kind of a rare thing to have a channel basically tell you to restream them. That's pretty cool. I'm not going to complain about that at all. And yeah, you got all of them up. Wow. Who is that that's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10? That's not your stream, is it? That's somebody else's stream that has 10 on it? That's crazy. So you have 4 screens going, right? Just one of your screens happens to have 10 in it. That's a lot. That's a lot of information to digest at the same time. So, oh man, I don't want to sound weird, but that Jerusalem feed is beautiful. I'm not sure what building that is that we're looking at, but that's an awesome looking building. Well, if you're willing to do that, brother, sometime this weekend or whatever, when there's not a whole lot of stuff going on, I would really appreciate sitting down and seeing and picking your brain, because you've been doing this a lot longer than I have, and I am totally into learning from somebody else instead of learning the hard way on my own. I'm not proud and I'm not stubborn. So it says I still got 29 in here, and it's 4:15. Wow. Thank everybody that's still in here. If you haven't hit the like and subscribe yet, please do on your way out or whenever you have a second. I would appreciate it. And if you have anything anything you want to discuss or whatever, slap it in the chat and we'll talk about it. You can ask me pretty much anything. If it's not going to get my stream kicked, then I'll answer. But I'll tell you what, guys, give me about a minute and a half to go out here and take a couple of hits while you're watching the live streams that are courtesy of Spin City. And I will be right back in a moment. Ooh, good catch. Oh man. Holy crap, that was good timing, guys. That was good timing. It was about to be 0 dark 30 in here. Some of you may know I'm in a temporary office facility with temporary power, and my Jenny was about out of go juice. I was about to go dark in here. So that was some fortunate timing to go out there and check. All right, let's see where we're at. Subscribe. Good time. I warned you to answer your question. I'm not happy with what he said. Some early birds are probably just waking up. Not sure who is it. They're are we typing still? Spin? How about now? Like I said, I'm not happy with. They're talking about Bach Precision, our Canadian/Muslim restreamer that ended up in a whole bunch of drama over some things he said. Beirut just got hit the canvas. That's, I'm guessing, the lower corner here. The lower right-hand corner is Beirut, and my face is in the way of it. I don't know how to change that, because I'd like to put my face up here. I don't know how. What does this do? Create highlight video? That's not it. I don't know if it's possible to do that. I don't know if it's possible to move myself. Yeah, I don't think this is going to let me. Oh, we got a map of something going on. I like maps. Whoa, that looks like an organ map. What do we got going on here? I can't make it get bigger. Let's put the missile alerts on my screen as well. Oh, is that what that map is, Spin? Is that missile alerts? I'm looking at this river line right here and the coastline. That looks like Northwest Oregon. That looks like the Columbia River and then the coast. And if this is Oregon, I'd be right here. Yeah, that doesn't look like Oregon. I like your ending for your stream where you say Patriot on at the end of your live stream. It was real, like that ending. Well, good. I'm glad. That's kind of how I try to end all of my stuff. If a man will not answer a direct question, you must ask his intention. Okay, I'm not sure who you're warning me about right now, Jared, because if you're talking about Spin, he did answer it. I might have taken him a minute. You can't drag and drop your window. Maybe. I don't know, though. I don't think so. I'm looking for something that allows me to do that, and not finding it. Like I said, I'm still learning, guys. I'll figure it out. I'm not exactly the sharpest tool in the shed sometimes. Sorry, I have a lot going on managing my stream. Yeah, he's chatting in my stream and managing his stream at the same time, so I'm not going to mess with him because he's doing a lot more than I can handle. The 32 people. Appreciate everybody who's in here. If I got some newcomers, like it is getting to the point where people can be waking up. So if I got some newcomers in here, welcome. Thank you. Please hit the like and subscribe if you haven't done so. And if you have anything to say, please throw it in the chat. I love to pay attention to my chat. I like chat interaction. I try to treat my chat the way I want to be treated when I'm in chat. And now I have two streams of it. I have two computers that are able to stream. Oh, so you're just running two different. I gotcha. and they both come out on your channel at the same time. Okay, that makes sense. So like I could probably start another live stream on the other laptop and it'll do the same thing. They won't interact, but they'll both be on my channel. That makes sense. I got you. Like I said, I'm learning. Most of my lives were just always out, boots on the ground at events and stuff like that. I'm just learning this sit at home live streaming stuff. So it's all new and interesting to me. I've been meaning to do it for a long time and just never got into it. And now Quincy and Bill and Geyer have pushed me into getting my butt in gear and doing it. And I'm glad for it because I needed to. Because this is fun. For those of you who don't know, I work late night, third shift, and I don't get to go home for another 2.5 hours. So the fact that you're hanging out with me here helps keep me awake, keep me alert, and makes the time go by faster. So I am greatly appreciated. I use restroom. I'm assuming you mean Restream that goes directly into my camera. And I do not use a cell phone. Okay, what kind of camera are you talking about? Because I use a GoPro and I don't think I can do that on my GoPro. I've been trying to find a way to be able to go live with my GoPro, and I'm not sure that it's possible. If somebody knows how to do that, that would be great. Because I go with my GoPro everywhere, and you get a much better picture with from your GoPro than you do with your cell phone. Restream? Are you saying that Restream will let me use my GoPro as a live camera? Because that would be killer. That would be a game changer for me. On both my channels. I have a motorcycle channel as well. And, but does that mean that you'd have to have Restream on your phone? Is that a thing? Testing. I believe you can. I will do some research. Yeah, because I'm not finding, I've tried to research it and I haven't, because I've had my moto channel since 2020. And normally, because I don't have a phone that has good enough stabilization, I don't have the GoPro app. Because normally I just record it and then I take it home and edit it all. So I don't do very many live streams on my moto channel because of that. But if I could find a way to get my fairing cam to link into my phone, then that would be a game changer. That would be awesome. I'm still learning technology, but the more I learn, the happier I am. So I will continue to learn. I'm an Android user. I don't use Apple anything. I just don't. I didn't like iPhones from the start. So, and I'm pretty sure that you can do a lot more on Apple from what I've heard. There's a lot more apps and plugins and stuff like that. I've heard that Apple is a lot more conducive to live streaming and whatnot, but I can't do it. I'm just not a fan of Apple phones. And it's probably because I've never had one. I bet you if I had one and learned how to use it, it would probably be different, but it's not. I'm an Android user. I've got an old, my everyday carry phone is, I think this is a Moto 5G. Without looking it up, I assume it's a Moto 5G. It's a couple years old. And then I have a S24 that I use for filming and live streaming. Yeah, I would love to have, I want to get a DJI 360 camera for many other reasons too. So what happens on the map when an alert comes in, a pin will drop and alert will go off. In real time, it'll do that on this map that you got over here in the corner. That'd be cool to see. Yeah, I would love to go down and protest with a 360. I've not seen anybody else do that yet, and that would be pretty cool. I don't have one yet. If I ever get to the point where I can have a wish list, then that will be one of the things I wish for. Because like I said, I want a 360 camera for a lot of other things. I may end up getting one anyways because my GoPro's a 9, so it's a few years old. I think I've had it since 2020. YouTube is blocking my messages. You know, I hate when it does that. It's not, I don't have mods and it's not me blocking anything, Fubar. I have the same issue in Quincy's feeds, and I try to be careful what I type, and it's still they're so sensitive, it's retarded. They'll probably knock me for saying that word. YouTube is incredibly sensitive. But my issue is if I could stream X on my TVs like I do YouTube, then I would do more on X. But I'm a YouTube junkie because I watch it on TV at home. And as far as I know, it's the only app other than Rumble that you can watch on your big screen at home. So that's why I've stuck with YouTube. Because like I said, I do motorcycle videos, and I love watching my motorcycle videos on a 85-inch screen TV. Not near as bad. I don't even have TikTok on my phone. I won't touch TikTok. I refuse. I edit my videos and I use clips and stuff to accentuate my videos. So I tried to have TikTok on my phone for a little bit so I could get little TikTok videos to spice into my YouTube videos. And TikTok annoyed me so bad that I erased it after about 4 days, and I've never had it again since. I don't want anything to do with TikTok. That, and everybody keeps forwarding me TikTok videos all the time on my phone. And I'm like, stop doing that on my messengers and DMs and stuff. I won't do that to anybody else. Every time my brother sends me a message, I think it's something important. And then it's just some stupid TikTok video that is a waste of time to watch, in my opinion. I mean, he thinks it's funny, and I love my brother, but we have a different sense of humor. So the things he sends me, I'd really rather not watch. But he's addicted to TikTok, so I have to put up with it. Man, so you guys in the chat, how long do you guys think this is going to go on? How long do you think this operation is going to last until the United States and or Israel gets what they want enough to stop? How long do you think it'll last? Think it's going to be a couple weeks? You think it's going to be a few months? You think we're going to be a few years? I believe 6 weeks or more. So a minimum of 6 weeks, you think? And is that 6 weeks of actual mission status and actual dropping bombs? 6 weeks, 4 weeks, has to end before the midterms. Yeah, that's valid. I'm wondering what it's going to do to the midterms. Because even a lot of people on the right are not exactly happy about this. I'll admit to being one of them. I'm not sure why we're doing this. I'm not sure it was necessary. And I voted for Trump because he said we weren't going to get into any new wars. So, you know, I'm not in the Pentagon. So I'm not going to say I know everything. I'm not going to pronounce ultimate judgment, so to speak, because there are things that we don't know about. Global politics is way bigger than we'll ever understand. But I personally, I don't know why we're doing this. And I'd prefer it to be over in a week. I'd prefer it, get in there, get it done, and get out. I like the Maduro move. I liked the way we handled Venezuela. The declaration, yeah, and we're going to get into the semantics again. I don't want to get into a word battle spin because If there's two countries lobbing ammunition at each other, and in my opinion, it's a war, whether you call it, declare it, or not. People are dying. Shit's happening. It's pretty much a war. And I understand the semantics because the Congress has to declare and this and that. Blah. I get all that argument. But in the meantime, it's a war. Because anybody who's sitting there wondering if a tomahawk is going to fall on their apartment building thinks it's a war. So I understand the semantics. I get it. But yeah, you would say, so you do agree. Yeah. And I do understand the wording argument and why it's there. But like I said, if you and I were in Beirut right now, there wouldn't be an argument. We would just be saying it's war. They're going to play with it. And they're going to say it's a mission, it's this and that, it's an operation, it's a liberation, it's this and that. It's still war because both countries are doing something. As far as I'm concerned, when one country does something, that's a mission, that's an operation. When the other country responds and there's death tolls, there's a war because two people are fighting and people are dying. That makes it a war, in my opinion. Granted, like I said, I'm not in the Pentagon. I don't make the rules. I'm not a press person, so it's not worth that much what I think or don't think. But that's my opinion. Islam declared war on America in the 80s. Not going to argue that one. Going to Congress and see FUBAR. I'm not arguing with that. I know that they couldn't go to Congress first because that's OPSEC. You can't give up your OPSEC. But yeah, I think the legalities of it are ridiculous. Legalities and reality are often two different things. Legally, it may not be a war, but in reality, it's a war. Otherwise, why would we be sitting here watching it? And it's insane that we're watching it. Because I'm sure start over. I'm sure there are others in the chat that are old enough to remember when we had to sit and wait for the 6 o'clock news to see pictures. Then we got lucky it was the 5 o'clock news. Or if you were busy during the day, you had to wait for the 11 o'clock news. And then you got blurbs, you got quick little 30-second stories. And now we have access. We're sitting here watching it in real time. It's incredible. Us Gen Xers have seen these changes in our lifetime. Yep, 77, Iran became a state. And I was 7 years old. So, I didn't care or remember enough to care whatever about that back then. So I cannot remember in my lifetime there not being an Ayatollah. So this is a historical event. It's a big deal. And now they're talking about putting the Ayatollah's son or nephew, I'm not sure which one. And they say he's just as bad. In the last 2 days, the frequency of missiles have slowed down significantly. But isn't that normal spin? I mean, I think they did the shock and awe, and now they're going to be more strategic about it. I would think. Like I said, not being a military expert, it's all conjecture on my part. But it doesn't surprise me that they would do the shock and awe. And now they're doing they're strategically picking their targets, and they're doing much more focused attacks. That would be my guess. That would be my assumption. Which would kind of make me happy because, like I said, I'm kind of a softie in a way, and all I keep thinking about is innocent people dying in this. And if it gets to the point where less innocent people die, then I'm okay with that. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't care what religion, what your politics are, what language you speak. I don't think innocent people should die over somebody else's arguments. You don't think they were close to shock and awe? Well, it definitely doesn't match what they did in Iraq, right? I mean, that was the true shock and awe, and they went batshit on that. They are taking Iran missile munitions out rapidly. Well, then that's good. Destroy their ability to fight back, and then at least one country will limit their death toll. Desert Storm was like the first time we really got that footage as it happened on the news. Yeah, because we had the cable news networks and things of that sort that were showing it all the time. I remember watching Iraq on the computer in my computer class in college. But I'm pretty sure you guys are about the same age as I am, so isn't it amazing to know that we can sit here and do this now, and we're talking about it with people all over the country instead of having to wait or whatever. It's amazing the technological advances that we've had in our lifetime. 47, I remember watching it on TV. Back in the 80s, they took American hostages, and here we are. Yep. This has been a long time coming. But if you look at history, this has been thousands of years coming. These guys have been, the Persians and the Mesopotamians and always fighting the Hebrew nation. This is stuff that's been going on for a long, long time. This is not new. Now, mind you, America is only 250 years old, so relatively, yes, the Iranians are Persians. And they were also the Mesopotamian Empire, where it's the home of written language, the home of arithmetic, calendars, things of that sort. The ancient Mesopotamians really came up with a lot of stuff that changed the way we do things. The Persian Empire is one of the oldest empires out there. In high school, when the Twin Towers were hit. Yeah, I'm a bit older than you, Danny. The oldest country, the oldest people in the world, the oldest. They call it the home of civilization, the birthplace of civilization. We need to worry about here in the USA is sleeper cell. I agree that one. I've been worried about that. So locally, on our local news, basically keep your head on a swivel. I believe, especially with the immigration mess we went through in the Biden years. I think there are sleeper cells. I'm hoping we don't get to the point where they pop their heads out. Check out Texas. That was one person, though. If you're talking about the guy that shot up that club or whatnot, that was one person. Sleeper cells would indicate an organized group of people. Now, he may have been part of a sleeper cell, but I kind of think he was just a lone gunman. Fast and successful campaign. Exactly, Danny. That's what I'm hoping for, too. I'm hoping for get in and get out. Texas, Ohio, Washington, D.C. One so far. Here we go. One so far. What did I miss? I like these pictures because it shows a contrast. you've got Tel Aviv and you've got Jerusalem that have skyscrapers and cranes on top of them. They're building more and bigger. And then you got Lebanon. It doesn't look like there's anything there over 10 to 12 stories. Do I have the sound on your feed? I don't. Should I? Everybody complains they can't hear me when I turn the sound up. I'll try. You guys tell me how it comes out. I get complaints every time I can. Oh, I see smoke. Was there just another hit? Oh, yours doesn't have a lot of talking, so maybe that won't be bad. Oh, I hear the gunfire. The pew pew sounds. Can you guys hear it? And can you still hear me? Guys, let me know if that audio combination works well enough. Crazy thing with the drones is crazy. So they're already used in the base. All right, cool. Thank you for that feedback. Yeah, I can hear the pew pews in the background in Beirut. Now I'm wondering, is there on the ground is there on the ground push against Hezbollah, and that's what we're hearing with the small arms fires? So who's fighting who down there? Is it the Lebanese people finally having enough of Hezbollah, and they're like, get out of here, so they stop bombing us? Yeah, the Kurds. Yeah, the Kurds are down there fighting. That's right. I knew that. I don't know why I didn't say that. And they say that the Kurds are like already badasses. The Kurds have been fighting so long that they're like a tough, very tough fighting operation. Well, aren't the Kurds the ones that are getting kicked back and forth between Lebanon and Turkey, if I remember right? And they keep getting pushed out everywhere. And they've been fighting for a lot of years, just trying to get their own territory from, if I remember my history right now. So the Kurds are badass because they've basically grown up with guns in their hands. And the Kurds are not pro-Iran. The Kurds will fight Hezbollah. Yeah, C-SPAN, I'm not an expert, but I pay attention enough. I know a little bit. I know enough to sound like I know what I'm talking about. I wrote that super bad. What did you write, Sam Tiger? Well, you retracted it, so I don't know what you said. I know just enough to be dangerous, as they say. But I do pay attention. I pay attention more than Quincy and Geyer do. Quincy and Geyer are more worried about domestic things. But I watch enough news that I know a little bit about geopolitics. I am not an expert at all, but the Kurds are not afraid to run around. No, they're not. They are, yeah. Like I said, they've been fighting for their own territory, and they keep getting kicked out of everywhere and attacked everywhere. I think, if I remember, they may have even ventured into Syria and Turkey and Lebanon and that whole region right there. And they're kind of nomadic fighters, for lack of another way to put it. We don't quite grasp the concept a lot of times here. Oh, I got the hiccups. Here in America, but some of these peoples in some of these countries over there have basically been at war and battling their entire lives. We are so spoiled here. But all the way back to World War II, but what people don't understand is the fall of the Soviet Union created absolute chaos in Eastern Asia, because you had, I don't know how many, a few dozen countries all under one umbrella all on the same page, all doing the same thing, and whether it was fascism, whether it was dictatorship or not, they all had a purpose and a goal and all of that. And with the fall of the Soviet Union, everybody got their independence, and none of these people knew how to be independent, and it just got thrust on them automatically or instantly. And all these people that hated each other or had prejudice against each other while they were all part of the because when you're part of the Soviet Union, you're not allowed to have wars with each other. Obviously, it's kind of like American states. So when they all became independent, they were like, okay, now it's time to do what we weren't allowed to do. So they've been fighting each other ever since the fall of the Soviet Union. Because people don't understand how many Muslim countries the Soviet Union actually embraced. And if you don't know, pretty much any country that has STAN at the end of it is a former Soviet bloc country. So Pakistan, Afghanistan, Uzbekistan, Kurdistan, all of them were part of the Soviet bloc. See, that's what I think too, Spin. I think it's like, okay, since we're doing this, let's just do this. What did Electric Blue say? Everybody's saying something well, that is true. Oh, there's some sirens, guys. There's some sirens. Some sirens. That didn't last very long. And I don't see any extra color on your little map there, Spin. So yeah, that's where the Kurds come from. And on top of all the fighting in the Middle East that's been going on for somebody said 1,400 years, on top of all that fighting over there, then you get the ex-Soviet guys. And let's face it, Turkey wouldn't know what to do if they weren't battling with somebody. The Turkish people, that's all they want to do is start drunken bar fights that encompass half of the continent. That is an aircraft intrusion. Oh, gotcha. Okay. But yeah, the Turkish people, the Turkish government, whatever, if they're not fighting with somebody, they're not happy. And they're right in the middle of everything. And I think that is part of what happened with the Kurds. And they're still battling over Cyprus for how many decades? And it's crazy. It's just absolutely insane over there that nobody can get along. Nobody can stop fighting. And you would think, I mean, in my opinion, because I'm just giving my opinion here, Israel, being as hated as it is, and being a relatively small country, should learn to sit down and be quiet and try not to fight with everybody. But they can't do that because they know that they have us big dogs behind them. And we will do Israel's bidding. And to me, I'm not sure I like that all that much. I'm like, being an older brother, I grew up with two younger brothers. And I used to hate it when they would go pick fights and then throw my name in there and get me involved in it. I'm like, if you go out and you run your mouth, you take care of your own business. And I feel like that's what we're doing now. We as Americans are being big brother to Israel, and Israel keeps picking fights. We have to come save their asses. And I'm not sure how okay with that I am. Because we have to pay for it with money, with resources, with sometimes American lives. Over stuff that sometimes we shouldn't even be involved in. It's not our business. But apparently, because it's Israel, it's all our business. It is tribe fighting. It's the same thing. Question is, why is one city reaching out to you? Sincerely, I don't know, because I'm a fellow conservative streamer, I guess. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. He's not done anything wrong with me so far, so he sure ain't doing it for the money, because I don't make shit off of my channel. I'm not monetized and I'm not good at begging for money, so I don't make shit on my channel. I've had a money link on my homepage for probably 3.5 months now, and I've made a total of $15. I am definitely not doing this to make anybody rich. Nope, I am not monetized. I think I have 500, which is good, but I think I have to have so many watch hours, which is also part of why I'm doing these long night streams, because it helps with my watch hours. I mean, it helps me in other ways too. It's one of the reasons is because I got to get my watch hours up. Not Israel is only Western stronghold in the Middle East. Well, it is. We have to have Israel. Strategically speaking, America has to have a foothold in Israel. You are absolutely correct. And I think that's the whole reason why that happened after World War II. Was I don't think that Americans had some special soft spot for Zionism. I think we had to have the courts. We had to have a friendly ally to stage in and whatnot. Because if Israel goes away, we can't entirely count on anybody else. We have fly-by-night allies over there, but it's never a guaranteed thing. Israel, because they are forever tied to America, is a sure thing for us. But we have to protect Israel so that we have that sure thing. I may have been taken out by Iran in the past. I wouldn't know that total figure. I guess I could probably look it up, but I wouldn't know that for sure. If you do, I'd be interested in you letting us know, because that'd be a good figure to know. But as far as I know, other than like the hostage things way back in the day, we haven't actually been fighting. I mean, unless you consider there being a state sponsor of terrorism, and if you count that as their head count, then that would skew things a little bit. But as far as I know, we haven't been in a major scuffle conflict or anything like that with Iran as long as I can remember. In Iraq, a bunch. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Because I thought American soldiers weren't allowed in Iraq. So how are American soldiers dying in Iraq when we're not allowed in there? So I'm not arguing. I'm just saying that's what I thought. So I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just telling you what I thought I know. And if it's wrong, then please correct me, because I don't like to be. So how much did Iran actually help in the Iraq war? Because I thought Iran wanted to stay out of it so that they didn't get bombed. Because as far as I knew, Iraq and Iran didn't get along with each other. Because of the Sunni and Shiite differences, I thought that Iraq and Iran didn't get along with each other. And like I said, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought Iraq stayed out of the Iran war. Although they're neighbors. But I was under the impression that we bullied and threatened Iran enough that they did not back Iraq. About 4,500 total that died in the Iraqi war? Is that what we're saying, Spin? Because I think the question is, how many did Iran kill? If we're talking about two different questions, then we need to address that. Because he said, how many U.S. soldiers have been taken out by Iran? And I'd really like to know if I'm incorrect on this, but I was under the impression that we pretty much told Iran that they had to stay out of the Iraqi war. So I'm asking that as a legitimate question. Yeah, we have bases all over the place. I understand that, but not in Iran. Which is 8 dozen or more. That sounds like a fair characterization. A bunch is a dozen or more. Because less than a dozen, you'd probably call a few in that circumstance. And what happened? We heard that, and then I don't see anything happen. When we were at war with Iraq, way back when, this meant for servicemen and women, they lost their lives in Iraq. I get that. Oh, Sand Tiger, is that the 6 people that have died recently? That's sad. That is a very sad comment, sir. But respect for putting it in there. What did I do? I thought that I had it. All right, it's 5 o'clock. I got to shine my light around for a minute or so. I will be right back in. When we were at war with Iraq, yeah, the Iran 6. Yeah, like I said, that's a really sad comment, but respect for putting it. All right, here we are. I'm back. Okay. Yeah, I agree. I wish we would just get it over with. Because apparently, if we are worried about Iran enough to do this right now, then we need to just get it over with. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm trying to stay out of it. But that was a good, respectful way to put that. So I don't like to see fighting in my chat, but if you guys have disagreements that you pleasant about it, then you're allowed to put your opinion in there. I just don't want to see a bunch of bickering and fighting. but I like the way you worded that. If you felt you had to say it, that's a good way to say it. On a side note, I figured you might want to, if you're curious as to why I keep having to go shine my light around. I actually do. I'm a security guard. I'm a mall cop without a mall. And without doxing myself too much, my post is a transitional housing facility. It's a place that gets people into apartments and stuff like that, gets people off the street, families, and helps them find employment and permanent housing and whatnot. And right now it's empty because they're remodeling it. And so I'm guarding, there's no power, no water. So I'm guarding a dark, empty building to make sure the construction stuff doesn't disappear and nobody vandalizes the building while it's being remodeled. So that's why I keep having to disappear every once in a while, because I am at work and I do have to pretend like I'm doing my job. So in case you wonder where I keep disappearing to, that is why. It's not really fun, Danny. It's boring. It is very boring. Thankfully, I figured out how to do this so it's not as boring. So that's why I'm doing this, because you guys help me stay up and stay awake, because I'm by myself all night and everybody else is sleeping. So I can't like call people on the phone or whatever. And I've pretty much watched every movie that looked halfway interesting to me over the last year and a half, because I've been working nights for a year and a half. And even when there are clients here, it's quiet at night. You get the occasional smoker that comes out, but other than that, it's really quiet. Everybody else is sleeping, so I get a lot of time to. When I was making videos, actual videos, I used a lot of the time to edit, and I've been doing a lot more live streams, on the ground live streams. And there's not a whole lot of editing involved in that. So now I have even more time on my hands. And so here I am doing live streams. So again, all of you guys that are hanging out with me and in the chat and interacting, I truly appreciate it, man. Like I said, if I get to the point where I can do a members thing, I'm going to call it the Insomniacs, because all of my live streams will probably be this late at night. I don't start work until, depending on how long my shift is, it'll be 8:30 at night or later that I start. Every once in a while I start at 7, I think. But all of my work hours are at night, so all of my live streams will be at night. And I can't on the weekends. I usually get weekends off, but if I pull overtime shifts, it is actually at a shelter, an actual homeless shelter, where I'm not allowed to have my electronics, because obviously you can't do videos, or you can't do any kind of recording or anything like that for the safety and privacy of the people in the shelter. Don't forget to watch Kung Fu Panda. I'm going to watch that when I go home. I'm going to fall asleep to watching Kung Fu Panda, because somebody brought that up. I can't believe I've seen it, obviously, because I have kids and now I have a grandkid in the house. So I've seen it on the TV. I've never just really sat down and actually watched it to know anything about it. It's a little better when you have an hour or so. Spin, I will appreciate that. And like I said, I can't guarantee you when I'm going to have the time to actually sit down and pay attention. But when I do, I will hit you up, and hopefully you're not busy, sir. But I work nights, and then I have a family and other things, hobbies going on during the day. So my schedule is quite discombobulated. I go days without sleep sometimes. So if you ever see me on a live stream, just kind of sounding like I'm drunk, it's probably because I'm exhausted and I've already gone 36 hours with no sleep. It is a regular occurrence for me to go 24 hours and sometimes 36 hours with no sleep. So sometimes you will see me out of sorts. I try not to do too much public interaction when I'm in that mode because sometimes I'll get grumpy, and I don't like to be online when I'm grumpy. So if I'm not doing a live stream, it's either because I'm not working or I'm too grumpy to present myself in front. But yeah, definitely. I think there's more than one Kung Fu Panda, I think. So maybe I'll put on the series, and chances are I'll fall asleep. But if I don't have to work overtime this weekend, maybe I'll do a what do you call it? Binge watching. Maybe I'll binge watch. I was a firefighter paramedic for 26 and a half years. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think we discussed this at one time. Spin, I think you and I had conversations a long while ago. It's been a long time, but I think you and I on a boring night one night were talking on one of your live streams. Because you were talking about wanting to come out here and whatnot. I think if I remember right, aren't you from Bama? Or are you from Florida? Florida or Bama, one or the other. But you were actually talking about you were talking, I think it was last summer, you were talking about wanting to come out here and see the nice stuff for yourself. Oh man. Despite all your guys' help, this night is still dragging. Well, I've been working since 8:30, so it's already been way past 8 hours. I hope. I'm not very good at math. So, well, 9 to 5 is 8. So, yeah, I'm going on 9 hours now. And I still got another 2 hours to go. It's 71 degrees here. Oh, yeah, it's probably daytime already by you, huh? I don't know. Let me see what it's going to be here today. Let me look it up. I don't even know what the weather's going to be because I'll probably be sleeping. Uh-oh, my wife had. Oh my God. Yeah, apparently I missed the call. Oh, I'm in trouble. I missed a call. Missed a text. Still getting Instagrams. Ground Zero, Mega Dogs Unite. Oh, I'm going to have to look at that later. Hey, I got a new subscriber at least. Okay. Let me put this down here so that if I get another text, I won't miss it. Good night, chat. Good night, Sand Tiger. Appreciate you being here. I can raise and lower the sound on each camera view. Yeah. See, I don't have all that cool stuff. Eventually. All right. So it's supposed to get up to 52 today and a slight chance of rain. Rain possible at 5:30, which it almost is. Not a very big chance. Not a very big percentage. Hopefully it holds off till I get home. Oh, I hope I don't lose my Wi-Fi. Call to prayer. Oh, are you hearing the Muslim call to prayer over the loudspeakers? I didn't hear it here. Happy wife. Yeah, she's not very happy. Apparently she had to go make a hospital visit that I didn't know about. And then she tried to tell me about it, but my phone was up on the shelf and didn't see her calling. So now I'm in trouble because I wasn't paying good enough attention. Bad joke. Bad angry. So that's crazy. So when they do their call to prayer, it literally goes across the whole city. Like everybody hears it, whether you want to or not, huh? That's insane. I think they were complaining that they were doing that in some American cities, which would be rather frustrating, I guess. I wouldn't want to hear that. We used to have an old air raid siren that they announced noon with, and it's also they use it to call in the volunteer firefighters because I live out in the country, and I hated hearing that. I certainly wouldn't want to hear a call to prayer for something that I don't want any part of blaring in my bedroom window. That would suck. It's their version of True Social. Well, it's probably a really bad joke, but I think right now they're relying on smoke signals. Yeah, I don't think it's coming to a city near me. Well, a city, yeah. They may want to do it in Portland. It wouldn't surprise me. Portland's that weird, but they sure ain't doing it out here where I live. Yeah, I guess they were showing that they whole crowd of them took over Times Square with their magic carpets and whatnot, and they were literally saying that Islam is going to take over America. And the sad part about it is they got away with that, so they feel empowered. They feel like they can do anything they want because we got so many liberals and anti-Americans in this country that they can get away with it. I'm not a fan of Islam. I think Islam is antithetical to the American culture. So I don't want to see it spread. Listen, it's coming. Now, I get that angry and tell you how I feel. Well, you can tell us how you feel in the chat, Jared. That's why it's there, bud. If you are near around a mosque here, you hear it very faintly. Yeah, I bet you do in Portland too, but there ain't no mosques anywhere near us out here. I live in the country where they drive big trucks and have gun racks in the window. I don't think it would go very well. I'm sure there's some kind of Muslim population in like the county seats and whatnot, but they're small and unnoticed. Oh God, freaking yawning already. Yeah, spend today. Like, I don't know what part of Florida you're at, but I'm wondering like in Miami and in Tampa and Orlando and big cities like that. How do they take that in Florida? So you're near Tampa, and I can't remember the name of it, but isn't there a town near Tampa that's basically some kind of cultish church, like somewhat related to Scientology or something like that? And aren't they ostracized and pretty much have to keep to their own because people didn't like that? It was Scientology in Clearwater, yeah. I saw a documentary on it, but I didn't remember the exact. I thought, isn't it like I thought it was like by Fort Myers, maybe? I don't know. I'm just trying to remember what I saw. But they like had a whole compound, a whole city or something, and then like the city fought back or whatever. Yeah, I actually have close to my house, I have a giant Scientology school compound. I used to actually live at the base of the hill that it sits on. I could hear them up there. And man, are they're just weird. They are very very exclusionist. They want their own thing. If you're not a Scientologist, this is why I'm a Jehovah Mormon Jew. That would be a hell of a combination, dude. That would be a hell of a combination. I'm talking about Clearwater, Florida. Yeah, I'd have to look into it. I'd have to look into it again. But I knew it was somewhere in that area because my grandmother and grandfather, before they died, lived down there. They were snowbirds, and when my grandfather retired, they moved down to somewhere halfway between Clearwater and Kissimmee, I guess. And then they ended up moving, I think, to a trailer park in Clearwater because my grandfather became partners in a shrimp boat. So they were in that area for a while. What the fuck was that? All right, I gotta figure out what just made that noise. That was loud. I thought it was just my door closing. Yeah, it was just the wind blowing my door closed. The worst part about it, boy, the hub is 4 miles from Clearwater Beach. Yep. Boca Raton has the largest Jewish population. Yeah, they're probably all ex-New Yorker Jews. Outside of Fort Wayne and Cocoa Beach. Yeah, we used to go down and visit my grandparents, and I hated it. I hated Tampa St. Pete. It was humid, it was muggy, it was hot, and then you could basically set your watch to the storms rolling in. 5 o'clock every day. We'd be on the beach, kicking it, trying to stay in the water to keep the mosquitoes off us. And then 5 o'clock every day, thunderstorms would roll in off the Gulf. And then I remember going to Disneyland, Disney World, and we stayed at a KOA in Kissimmee. And oh my God, that was miserable. It was a nice campground and all that, but just it was miserable in the Florida woods there and the swamp and whatnot, whatever you guys call that. It was absolutely miserable. I did not like Florida. Ooh. But I'm getting close to retirement age. And oh my God, I can't think of the name of it. What is that retirement community? I think it's outside of Orlando that all this stuff happens in. You guys from Florida know what I'm talking about. It's called something. The something. I can't. Just big Italian mafia town. What the hell's the name of that retirement community in Florida? Florida, so much cool history. The Villages. There you go. Thank you, Spen. Yeah, when I retire, I think we're going to go down to the Villages. There's some crazy rumors about that place, let me tell you. You can hear sirens. It's your feed, Spin. Are those sirens coming from the Big Root feed? Yeah, I was watching Arturo's feed, and somebody in the chat said that Beirut just looks like a giant city full of Section 8 housing. And they ain't lying. I think I was trying to make that point earlier, was that you're looking at Jerusalem and the Tel Aviv, and they look like first world cities. They look like they've advanced. They have modern culture going on, yada, yada, skyscrapers, nice buildings, newer architecture. And then you look at Lebanon and it just looks like crap. And then if you want to compare the two cultures, it might explain it. Well, thank you for that. We didn't really want to hear the call to prayer. I'm retiring in Florida. I got a few more years in the PNW. Why would you want to go to Florida from the Pacific Northwest? I love the Pacific. I've lived all around the stamp country, and Oregon is probably my favorite place, other than the politics and the liberals, yada yada. But as far as weather and nature and topography and all of that goes, the Portland area has been my favorite out of all 5 corners of the country. Stop sending me Instagram stuff. I missed a drone. Oh, I see more smoke too. Something got hit while I was looking at my phone that quick. Wait, time out. How the hell did you know my name was Joe? That's weird. I don't think I've told anybody that. Oh, it looks like 2 hits, huh? Wow. It doesn't look as smoky as some of the hits have, though. They must have been some kind of pinpoint hits or something. The ones we've been seeing have been putting off a lot more smoke than that. Oh, I can't believe I'm yawning now. I should have bought some energy drinks. Yep, now you have gunfire. I already hear it. And sirens. So do you think that these pinpoint drone strikes, do you think they're against Hezbollah? You think they have some strongholds or something like that we're found out about, and we're pinpointing Hezbollah bunkers, strongholds, whatever you want to call them? Yeah, I mean, obviously we don't know for sure, but it seems to make sense, right? Because as far as I'm concerned, I mean, again, not being an expert on geopolitics and actual reasons and whatnot, the only justifiable reason they would have for bombing Beirut is to get rid of Hezbollah. So I would imagine they would have to show some progress on that front in order to keep justifying it. Because, otherwise it just looks like they're trying to bully on somebody else in the middle of another skirmish. Whoa, everybody's busy watching Iran. Let's go bomb Lebanon while we're at it. So obviously, if they don't make some progress with Hezbollah, then they're gonna look bullyish. So my assumption is that that's what they're doing. Because that's Israel's justification, is that Iran backs Hezbollah and Hezbollah keeps attacking Iraq. So they have to get rid of both of them for national security. Oh, shit, I can't stop yawning now. Got an hour and a half left. So another fact about me, I've actually worked construction since I was 15 years old. So it's been a very long time. So I'm looking at the construction cranes in the background in Jerusalem, and I'm just thinking, can you imagine being up there and wondering if you're going to see missiles flying around while you're up in a crane 30 stories up in the air? That would be insane, dude.
Yes, I do. Hello. Hello. Hello, hello. Hello. Yes, I will.
be careful. I'm zoning out on your ticker, Spin. I'm watching your ticker and zoning out, and it's starting to put me to sleep. You might have to find something else to watch just so. Here's another fun fact. Hit me. Hit me. Yeah, check it out on the second when I come in. I'm going to take a couple hits to wake up. Seems like there's enough. In fact, however, according to the administration, they were criticizing. You missed a comment in there, Spin. Your story is incongruent. Oh, I see that. Thank you. Right. Are you guys cool looking at this, or do you want to find something else that might be interesting? I'm busy watching security cameras. So. Man, whatever they hit is still, it's like the smoke is getting more and more. wasn't that much smoke in the first place, but now it's looking pretty good. I don't know. I think I'm gonna buzz over here to the AP real quick so I can get a bigger shot on camera. History, root, AP. Yeah, you really see it. See, the thing that gets me is I can't decipher what would be residential and what would be commercial buildings. They all look the same to me. So I'm just hoping. Oh, that's the last one. I'm hoping those weren't residential buildings that got hit. Yeah, that's a lot of sirens out here. Yeah, Spin, I'm with you on that. I would rather